I've had this theory. No, this is a macabre theory. My theory is that the 43 teachers from Ayotzinapa, Mexico, that they're not dead. I believe they were kidnapped and they have been held someplace. I'm not saying all of them are alive. I believe somebody has been using them as part of some sort of crypto economy. They've been disappeared. And they weren't just teachers, they were teachers that were also like agitators, they were activist teachers. And I got this thing because on September 26th of 2019, my mother died. And I just realized that's exactly 5 years after these teachers were kidnapped. There's all kinds of other things it means. But if you don't acknowledge that, there might be some causal factors, and there's a reason why everybody pretends like they don't hear me or see me, and there's no reason to talk to me. I think those teachers were kidnapped, and those teachers were allowed to be used as test subjects for Mexican cryptos. I think that I don't think they're dead. Now, they might be dead now, but 2 years ago, I don't think they were dead. I think that they were like holed up in some warehouse somewhere. And that it may be almost like the Mexican Gitmo. That they have, and the metrics fit, the time frame fits. I think it is part of somebody's nuclear paradigm. And I think there are people in public education, including in higher education, that know. And I think there are people in national security that know. And, if I am actually if I'm on a poll somehow, especially if you want to talk about teachers and education and child pornography as a means by which to finance public education, and you can't get a teacher in this country to talk about it, and you can't get a teachers union to talk about it, and they seem to be okay with all kinds of thuggish kinds of techniques and tactics, and they have no compunction about going there, and all the politicians want to talk about children, 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 and meanwhile we still don't have any word. Well, their bodies haven't been found. There's allegations the police kidnapped them. I think they were intentionally disappeared. See, this is the thing I've come to learn about disappearance. Part of the horror of political disappearance is that when you give somebody the body, when they get the body, they have the finality. But the disappearance isn't just about killing them and not giving them back the body so they can put the body to rest. I believe the disappearance is often about kidnapping that person and harvesting them. Stealing their political thoughts, stealing whatever they might do to try to survive. Like, I don't know, their legal fucking filings? Any attempt they try to make in communication, you put them in a little fucking harvest cell. You harvest them. And especially if there's any sort of public announcements on them or any social protest campaign, you can leverage that. And you can feed on and you can galvanize the emotional energy. It comes not only with them being kidnapped and tormented, but also with other people that might have actually given a shit about them as human beings or respected them and wants to know where they are. And it's like this double torture. Because there might be people, there might be a group somewhere that cared about them and is trying to find them and they're getting no word and they're just stonewalled all over the place. But what if they're still alive? What if they're still alive and there's no way that they could conceive of any possibility of ever getting anybody to communicate back to them? You know what kind of energy that creates? I know, because I live with it every day. You've let me be disappeared because I was audacious enough to write something and put it in the public realm after I had already been programmed to perform a very specific yet very important financial function for somebody else that was allowed to be politically represented. I know. You did it to me. If you'll do it to me, I have every reason to believe you literally did it to those 43 teachers. I don't think they're dead. I think that somewhere they're being harvested, like there are some sort. I think that it's kind of like the contrast of what was going on in the hotel lobby in Saudi Arabia. Literally, I think that they were tortured, and I think that they were set up as being human crypto banks for whoever the fuck was allowed to torment them. And I think that they're still alive. I don't know how many of them are. I think they're still alive. Where are they? Where are they? Who owns the warehouse where they're being kept and harvested? Who owns the warehouse where those kidnapped teachers are being harvested?